Can I ask you guys a question real quick? So you got a camera?
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing? I want to know.
Yeah, I know who Honk is. I'm from here.
So Honk is an activist marching band festival that has a really long history here in Somerville, but activist marching bands have a many hundred-year history in the rest of the world. And so what we're doing is dumpstering food to make dinner tomorrow for the performers that have come from all over the country to play for us all weekend.
So this is Pastry Queen. They're a member of Skull, which is a Space Future bicycle gang, and some of the most talented dumpster divers I have ever met. And every year they head out on a fleet of bikes and get so much food for us.
Cheers.
But this year is a bit different because, well, oh, they're so cute. Okay, that one's a little scarier. I'm in quarantine. Honk is canceled. Well, sort of, not really, but this year it's all inside this screen. And the artist who drew this lovely Corona portrait, his mother, Trudy, is actually one of the organizers for the Honk Festival, and she called me up and asked me if I wanted to make a video about what we do.
You're recording already?
Yes.
So what I was imagining is that I could like do a tiny introduction and then just ask you to talk. And
So, with that introduction, let's go on a dumpster dive.
So we are one of 3 crews driving around Boston this evening, looking to get some food out of some dumpsters. It's gonna be real fun. This is the 6th time that we cooked this meal for Honk. So we dumpster for 2 days prior to the festival, and then spend all day cooking, and then we feed 400 activist musicians.
Who knows what's going to be in this dumpster? I hope it's going to be excellent. Ooh, there's a lot of boxes and stuff.
Okay.
But there's also some really fresh produce. I want to empty out the whole thing. So I'm going to start handing out boxes.
Great.
If you can just make a pile of them. Okay, so here's like a good box.
Yep.
You put the good food in a good box. So we got a lot of green beans. They look pretty good. There's fruit. Wow, look at all that. A box of hot pepper, lemons and apples.
Vegetables!
And vegetables. Plums. Cilantro and mint.
Uh-oh. We're gonna wind up getting kicked out in a minute. We're getting food.
I don't like that.
Sorry, sir.
No.
Randomly going to the dumpster.
Okay, we'll head out.
I mean, if you ask,
Well, is it okay?
as long as you don't make a mess.
Clean up after ourselves. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
That's great.
No. Can't ask for more than that.
My instinct is to be like, do you want some food? Can I offer you? Like, of course. But I'm like, oh, thanks for being so nice. What?
We were talking last night about various times that we've encountered police or security guards or other forms of enforcement of law and order. None of us have ever been arrested for doing this. None of us have ever been like detained or like harmed in the process of doing this. And that feels like
A privilege.
a privilege.
Intense
definitely
privilege. So how are you feeling after your chit chat with the cops?
shaky.
Yeah, me too.
It was really nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
I feel in a privileged position that chit chat is functional.
Yeah,
That's
extremely privileged.
Overwhelming.
I think it was last month that we were dumpster diving and these 2 police came and this dumpster is just like filled with cantaloupe and we were like hauling like milk crates of cantaloupe back to the van. You know, at first they threatened us with like you're committing larcen and you're committing trespassing, and then after they decided that we were good to go for a variety of reasons including our whiteness, like we offered to put the cantaloupe, which we were stealing, like seconds before. We're like, okay, should we put like the cantaloupes back? And they were like, no, like that's fine.
That's happened to me many times, that like the cops don't realize the norms that they're enforcing or the reality that they're enforcing often, and like
interacting with a police officer at a dumpster, like, it puts them into a situation that they were not expecting to be in. They get confused.
He's like, what you doing? And we're like, we're getting food. And he's really confused, but he was relatively nice about it.
He was really nice about it. He was just honestly bewildered.
Yeah.
I do get, like, some level of kick out of, like, showing cops trunks full of strawberries.
Holy shit.
It's like a really tense situation. There's this officer telling you you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, and authority, and then there's just this comic element of just like 4,000 strawberries.
A whole dumpster of strawberries, and they smell amazing.
Question of the value, you know, like in fact when you offered to put the cantaloupes back, well, they're not really worth anything, they're in the trash, you know. And so what is it actually that you're stealing?
Oh yeah, that's some very nice cheese, $5.49.
We got these stickers. I am really fascinated by dumpster price tags because like
They don't mean anything in the
they
dumpster.
literally mean nothing. Right? Like, I'm worth 99 cents, I guess. And like, I can just put 99 cents on everything.
It says no on it a lot.
It's got no this and no that and
And
no,
all of this, though.
and no price.
No, $9.16.
$9.16.
Free.
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 Like, I remember having this like existential meltdown early on when I got stickers like this, and I was just like looking at this pile of bananas in my kitchen that was 5 milk crates high, just full of bananas, and I just like put a bunch of stickers on them and like tried to imagine how much the bananas were actually worth.
Well, you get to decide what they're worth, you just put the sticker on.
In 2017, we had a pile of meat.
Did you see the meat pile?
Oh my god, that's kind of gross.
That's all meat.
It just weighed more than any of us ever could.
That's a meat pile. That's a
meat pile.
certified meat
This is a pile of meat right here. Oh
Should
my
we
god.
name it?
What should we name the meat pile?
Meat pile? What else do you want to name?
I remember that night we were striking out and we were like worried about finding enough, and then B Fresh and Davis like all of a sudden just like literally thousands of dollars of meat
Yeah.
in the trash.
It was ridiculous. Like full trash barrels, just like in the center of Davis Square. And then 48 hours later, 36 hours later, there was a parade through that spot, like passing those trash bins.
Yeah.
For me, dumpster diving is a little bit like dancing, sort of, or like treasure hunting. You don't really know what you're gonna find or who might get mad at you, so it's really improvisational. You have to be prepared for anything, and then you get to take home all your treasure and cook it.
Can you talk at all about recipes? Like, how do you make everything taste so good?
You can't really plan too much in
Not at all.
advance because you don't know what you're going to get. I've actually dreamed several times of like a cooking show. And it's like the first part is they go dumpster diving and then they all bring it home.
That's what the show is.
That's
This is the show.
this is the show, yeah.
How is it, Anande?
Oh, it's so good.
Really good.
This turns into this.
I feel like we all understand the power of eating together, how potent that is, but then to also understand like what went into the fact that the food is sitting there on our table that we can eat together.
Yeah, I mean, we've all cooked for a lot of people a lot of times. And we also just really care about feeding people. It's really basic, right? Like, we go out and we get all of this matter, and then we prepare it in these different ways, and then everybody in the festival eats it. And it's this, like, remarkable unifying thing that, like, we're literally fueling this huge,
huge human affair.
Most food I've ever made in a day. I am proud. The masses will rejoice. Honk!
We made you this food!
Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming. For the love of all that is good and musical, please take food home with you.
You know, it's not something we celebrate that there is this waste, but a way of just redistribution.
I mean, that's a very interesting turn of phrase. Like, it's not something we celebrate. Because, like, it's true, but also, like, this is the biggest celebration I do in a year. Because we cook this meal, and then we do this, like, huge celebration and the parade, and then on Sunday we go to this ICE detention center, and I film that too, right? And, like, whenever I'm there, I'm thinking, like, the people on the other side of that wall could not have gone into a dumpster with the kind of impunity that we could, right? Like, and that difference is
stark.
Yeah. So every year we cook this big dumpster meal, right? And we feed hundreds of musicians so that they can go out into the streets of Boston to celebrate with these glorious crowds. But in my mind, that's not actually what the festival is for. So this building here houses prisoners. And every year, a few hundred musicians march up to this highway median, that's the closest that we can get to them, and we play them a concert, because there aren't actually that many other ways to bring live music to the incarcerated, except with hundreds of brass instruments. And when I think about why I do what I do, diving into dumpsters, negotiating with the police, all that stuff, I do it because there are people in this world who can't. It's joyful, it's fun, we gather all that food, concentrate that energy, turn it into music.
I don't know if, like, the people consuming it can, like, know that transference of, like, energy of, like, I ate a bunch of food and, like, this energy, like, everything that I've done over the last couple of days, like, this is now being put into this, like, really acute moment of me, like, banging on a drum or blowing a horn, everything that makes that note.
When we do that, we transform all of that energy so that some very tiny portion of it can actually reach the people who need it most. Those people who, if the cops caught them in the dumpster, wouldn't be allowed to keep the cantaloupes. They'd get arrested, or worse. It's 2020, and all over the world there are people confined. We won't be dancing in the streets this year. Those prisoners won't be getting a concert. But I still have the time and energy and privilege to make this film for you, for all of those people who feel trapped by quarantine, and especially for those refugees stuck at the border, and for all of the other victims of our police state. So if you're feeling trapped by all of the walls around you, and you're watching this, I hope you know that there are giant crowds of people who care about your freedom, truly. And I hope that the energy from those crowds and from so many dumpsters full of food has reached you in some tiny way, from me to you, through this screen. It's the best that I could give. This video would not have been possible without the remarkable organizing from the Honk United team. We're putting together a 24+ hour live stream this year for the festival. It's really special, and I feel quite lucky that this video gets to be a part of it. And of course, Commune Life could not have made this video without the support of our remarkable patrons on Patreon. Our YouTube channel is 100% funded by our audience. I would not be able to spend all of the time that I do dumpstering and cooking and filming and editing and talking to you were it not for the support of our really lovely patrons. So if you liked this video and you want to see more like it, consider becoming a patron, or you could just hit the subscribe button. There's a lot of other Honk content on our channel. The music in this video was performed by What Cheer Brigade, which is this remarkable honk band out of Providence, Rhode Island. I'll put a link to their website on the screen somewhere, because they're really special and you should check out their music. I think that is all of the things that I am obligated to say to you in an end screen. I will see you in some other Honk video in some other place. There's so much more content during Honk United. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.